This video is supported by Central Oregon Radio, Central Oregon's #1 internet station. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the RangerRob Country Living Podcast and Homesteading. And we got a full house today. We got all the hosts today. So no guests today. Last week was such a nightmare. We thought we're going to take a break from having a guest, and we're just going to talk local stuff. So a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about today will be probably more Central Oregon oriented. And let me change my screen. Hello, Jack. And Jack, did you get your package, by the way? So before I forget, to listen to the podcast by audio, don't forget you can find us on all the major podcast platforms. If you have a podcast software on your cell phone, just type in Central Oregon, RangerRob, too many things in my head, RangerRob Country Living Podcast, and it should come right up. And just put it into your favorites, and you can check out all of our. We're in episode 51, people. So yeah, we're getting up there. Hey. And Jack got it good. And we have John Smith here also from Small Town Tourist. By the way, if you get a chance to check out his videos down in Arizona, he visits little towns down there, and he's killing it. He is just killing it. He is. Oh my gosh, I've watched him grow in his process of how he's editing and how he's doing his filming and everything. And so I had to call him up and say, stop it, you're making me look bad. So now I call him up for advice. His channel's growing like crazy. So yeah, good for you, John. I'm happy for you. And he's got a great channel, and his shows are fun to watch. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, don't forget that you can catch the audio version of this. Also, we have obviously Central Oregon Radio, and our episodes play every morning at 9 o'clock. So yeah, all 51 episodes, as soon as we're done with this show, it goes right up to the radio station. And so yeah, guys, check out Central Oregon Radio. I know it's a little different, but you just got to kind of change your process a little bit. Either use your cell phone as your I always have to laugh. I always think of transistor radios, but I think back at my very first transistor radio was a Donnie and Marie transistor radio.
You're showing your age.
Yeah. So anyway, turn your cell phone into a little transistor radio, put on your headsets, and check out really good music, classic music, not classical, but classic rock, classic country, and we mixed in easy listening, but ones that have been popular for years and years and years. And so we blend all three. And that's kind of cool, because I don't know about you guys, but like I listen to a radio station and I listen to like country. And after about a half hour or an hour of just country, I kind of, I need something else, you know? And so Central Oregon Radio doesn't work that way. It's constantly changing between country, pop, or easy listening. So it's a nice station. And yeah, it's pretty much all up and running. Got a couple more commercials to get on there and stuff. But if you want to advertise on Central Oregon Radio, just give us a holler. If you're local, we'll take good care of you. So that's what's going on there. Got the radio thing, podcast is going. Last week was a real difficult show because poor Caleb, who was doing the show with us, was having quite a bit of internet problems. Quite apologetic, but what a good guy. He was a real go-getter. He every time he'd go offline, he'd come back on. He didn't throw his hands in the air and give up, and that's the easy way out. And he stuck it out. So we did gain a lot of it. I think one of the big things I wanted to take from that show last week is it kind of changed my mindset that we're not, like when it comes to pigs, that we're not just breeding pigs, we're breeding and delivering meat or supplying meat. And so he kind of like, you're more than just a pig grower, you're a meat provider. And it kind of made me think, it's like, yeah, I am. So, and by the way, Idaho pasture pigs are probably the best pork you'll ever have. So next week, I think I got a radio video I'm doing that will come out that will kind of break down if you ever want to get your own pig for your family. There's so many different ways to do it, whether you want to if you don't have room to raise one on your own property, we can raise it here. Also, people on the panel here can help out. Yeah, there's lots of options. So and the big thing is when you go to your freezer, you know where your food came from. You can literally, if you're having one of us raise your pigs, you can literally watch your pig grow up. And some people go, oh, I don't want to do that. I'll fall in love with them. If you have a right mindset, you'll be okay.
We do every time.
When they get to 300 pounds and you're feeding them like 8 pounds of food a day, your mind will change really quick. So anyway, there's a lot of things going on with three folks, and I can get everybody introduced. Of course, we got John and Debbie Sternberg from Hobby Pig Homestead, and then we got Aimee from DragonFly Farms. Welcome to the show. You guys have been, I got to tell you, I'm going to go off course here a little bit. Both of you guys providing, I feel like it's been really lopsided lately, but John and Debbie have been just, I'll start with you guys. I get this phone call. Well, first of all, I borrowed their trailer, right? So I had to go out and go about and do things, right? And the trailer's been sitting out here because in the weekend, Sherry and I were going to fill it up with more estate stuff and take it to the Goodwill stuff here. And let me double check. John, anytime, it doesn't take any effort whatsoever for me to compliment you on your videos and your channel. You just do fantastic work. So guys, check out Small Town Tourists. Also, can you get it here in Kentucky? Yes, you can. You can, if you're talking about Central Oregon radio, you betcha. That's the cool part. If you like the flavor of Central Oregon and you go to any state, you can still listen to Central Oregon radio. So that's the cool part. Yeah, as soon as you hit the mountains and something, and the station goes away when you're in your car, not a problem with it. Just plug your cell phone into most people with the newer cars can easily plug in their cell phones right into their radio. And so when you get to where you're going, your phone's dead. So, yeah. Let's see. When's the big barbecue? Says John. I'm waiting for John to get up here and visit us for a week, and then we're going to have a big barbecue. How's that sound, John? So I just threw it back in your lap. You have to come visit us and spend a week up here in Central Oregon. He's down in Arizona, and he just he won't want to go back. And we've got Crash and Burn Vern. How much can I get a hog that way? I want to go in total detail on that, but if you wanted a pig to take home and grow at your own house, they're typically $150. And then there's other options like letting us grow it and then pick it up at processing time, stuff like that. But I have a video coming out either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday next week. I don't remember which one. That explains everything about how to get your own pig. And you get one Idaho pasture pig, you're looking at a lot of meat in your freezer, just one. So yeah. But I'll leave it there for now because otherwise I'll really get off on a tangent. So anyway, so I finally I borrow this trailer, right? And I come home from getting 500 pounds of feed, and I drive home and I get this message on my phone, and it didn't work out exactly like that, but basically it said, we came over to your house and took the trailer and didn't want you to panic. Of course, I get home and didn't realize that it was even gone. So it's like, oh my God. But anyway, it turns out that they found a hot deal on hay. Lots of hay.
Hey.
You guys got hay for what, $275 for a ton?
Yep.
And so of course the bad part is that he had to go there and buck the hay himself. So anyway, so they're gone, they get the thing. Apparently they get their first load and they take it home. Then later in the day, this truck shows up in my yard with the trailer, and guess who's says, guess what? We're delivering you half a ton, which I told him I'd go half with them on it for sure. And so now I got a half a ton of hay thanks to you two. And John looked like he was ready to have a heart attack. He's been bucking hay all afternoon. It was a pretty warm day that day too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was.
At 62.
Yeah, 62. He's such an old man. God, I can't believe how old you are. So old. I mean, really. Man, it must hurt to get up. So anyway, that was kind of a funny story. That and Amy's got quite a story for us in a minute here. She's had a coyote issue going on. We're going to have you go in detail on that in a minute. But I just want to take the time to show that I wish I could balance out things a little bit. It's been one-sided, but like John and Debbie have just been taking such good care of me and Sherry because we're just pitiful. And then and then Amy, she recently, let's see, two things you've done. One was, the big one was she goes, oh, by the way, I sent somebody over to your house to buy a pig, and raise it. So that's a big investment for someone to do. So, and the gal didn't even tell me that she was referenced from Amy, but she knew Amy. So I didn't put the two together. So thanks to Amy, you sent a customer to us, and we appreciate it. Oh, and she also, she sells eggs. So guys, if you need eggs, Amy's got them. However, not all the time. So
sometimes
we kind of back her up. So anyway, she says, well, Rob's probably got some, because I told her just send them my way, because we keep we have clients that buy about 4 dozen once a week. So we're always keeping a lot in there. Well, that particular week, we had some more than that, but that particular week, that client was not getting eggs because they were on vacation. So anyway, it was perfect timing. So she sent people over to our house to help us with our quantity of eggs that we needed to move on. So anyway, it's like I said, these guys have been taking really good care of Ranger Rob. I just wish Ranger Rob was taking a little better care of them. But thank you so much. This is what our community is all about. So yeah. Anyway, crash and burn, Vern. I hope I'm not trying to pass you off too much. I just want to make sure that you get really good details of what we're talking about, because buying a pig is investment. That's one, and two is like you should know all the details, and also decide what you want to do with your family, whether you want to raise a pig or not, or if you want other people to do it. The cool part is you know where your food comes from.
It tastes really good.
Yeah, and Idaho Pasture Pigs is a super high quality pork. It's known as the new red meat, and yeah, you will not be disappointed. And that's why we went with the Idaho Pasture Pigs. And we'll be talking a little bit more about Idaho Pasture Pigs today, because all three of us all have Idaho Pasture Pigs now, which is cool. Really cool. And,
I'm kind of surprised you can't hear Elsa right now. I can hear from here. She's just sort of right outside my door, and I hear her out there talking.
Oh, you little piggy?
Yeah.
It's Elsa McGriddle. Now, get the name right. Yes.
Yep, Elsa McGriddle.
She's probably still hungry.
Always.
They're always hungry.
I know.
I use a wheelbarrow now to feed my pigs. I don't even use little scoops anymore. It's just a wheelbarrow.
Oh.
So let's see. I'm going to start with Amy, because you've had the most recent incident of problems as far as what's going on, and with fall coming, and that's kind of our goal here, is to talk about fall. You had a surprise visitor last night, and if you live on Crooked River Ranch, you might have seen a post about it and stuff. But what happened?
Well, Aubrey went out to do her chores this morning, and I hadn't even made coffee yet, and that could be the second worst part of the story.
Yeah.
And she comes inside and goes, Mom, are you up? I said, yeah. She goes, you need to come outside. There's feathers everywhere. I found a dead turkey. And so immediately we thought coyote. And so we lost my big white turkey. I was looking for a picture. I didn't have a recent picture of him, but he was quite large. He was probably 30 pounds. Congratulations, Elijah, on your
You've got piggies.
That's awesome. And he was probably a 30-pound turkey, and the coyote got the turkey. And Aubrey also lost one of her meat rabbits. The coyote got it and pulled it through the cage. We didn't find it, just some hair and blood.
Wow.
And then we have another rabbit that was in that cage that has some injuries, and Rob gave it some lovin's today when it came over. It's going to make it, so that's good. But we doctored it up, and yeah. So the rest of the day was spent trying to coyote-proof the property. I've seen one before at the neighbor's house, but this is the first time he's come in and made me real mad.
Oh, yeah. So I used to raise turkeys, and like, once you get the turkey up to that size, you're getting kind of proud of it, you know? I didn't have an animal take it out. It's like, arr.
Yeah, that was Thanksgiving. So gosh darn it. But I have to really speak to. Go ahead.
You have 2 turkeys though, don't you?
I have 2. So now the question is, do we butcher the second one early before the coyote can get it? Or do we do our best to coyote proof for the turkey? So it's a question that we have to deal with.
I think we should have a camp out here or over at John and Debbie's and then cook up that turkey over a fire.
Oh my goodness. I guess we could.
Yeah.
Aimee goes
have a bonfire.
We'll just put them over a fire and turn them around a few times and we'll munch out on them. We'll take care of that turkey for you.
Yeah. Well, let's take care of the coyote instead. I really have to speak to this community here on Crooked River Ranch and just give a shout out. I did post on Facebook and a couple of the local groups letting people know that we had a coyote that caused, it was a predator. It caused trouble. I didn't make that post for sympathy. I made it to let other people know to be more not be more careful, but hey, heads up. And that's what I said. I said, just so you know, he's here and he's hungry. And so not only did people make them aware, oh yeah, I've got to lock up my chickens at night. I had one lady reach out to me and said that, and there were several other people who lost animals last night within a 2 or 3 mile radius. So beware if you're local, please beware. But I had a lady reach out to me, said she has some rabbits. If we need to replace rabbits, she let me know. Another lady reached out and said she has some turkeys that are butcher ready. And so this community is so wonderful that I didn't do it for sympathy. I didn't make the post to replace my animals, yet the community comes together. And that just really touched me.
Yeah, and I want to remind people that listen to, especially locally, we're trying to create this community. And as you can see, our community here, we have some really brave that come on the podcast every week. But there's just through our pigs, I can't believe how many people I've met that are buying pigs from us, and they're near our community or on Crooked River Ranch. And it's just so cool. And to me, it's like, I like, and you guys are having the same opportunities. We're really into family. So a lot of these people buying pigs from have kids or have grandkids. And it's like, there's a bigger benefit. You can come over and visit your pig anytime you want. Just give us a heads up so we're home. And then so kids and grandkids can see the realities of, raising a pig and you're going to butcher and eat it doesn't mean it has to be a terrible thing where they're living in cages and concrete. It's fun. We give these pigs and our animals all the loving we can. So, and when we have things like happened to you last night, that just kills you because we, even though it's the turkey and they're dumb little animals and stuff, you fall in love with them because they got their characters. Turkeys are just odd ducks.
Yeah. And Aubrey bought me that turkey with her own money for Mother's Day.
See, yeah.
Oh, that even makes it worse.
I know.
Guess what you're getting next Mother's Day?
Yeah.
They give a turkey. Now, you've had some other things. I'm not sure if there's any other stories you want to share, but I know last week it was so funny. You had it kind of come in threes, and so she goes, "Oh, I'm all done." And of course, now the coyote shows up. I go, "Well, maybe it comes in 4." I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, no. Last week was. I really did think that we had got everything out of the way for a while. We had several issues with the animals. One of the horses broke out 2 front teeth in a riding accident. The horse, not the kid. But turns out they were baby teeth, so fantastic. We had another horse try to colic on us. We thought that was going to go real bad. And then he also got diagnosed with stomach ulcers. So that's a great vet bill. However, I want to give a shout out to Black Diamond Vet. They came here to the farm. They were fantastic with the horse. He was actually scheduled to get his teeth done, a dental. And we were not able to do that because he was trying to colic. So I'd never dealt with that in first person before. Her technicians were fabulous. They walked us through it. They were calm. I was not calm. I was not calm. So they had me wait outside the pen, but they talked us through it. They called later in the day to see how he was doing and said, if you need anything, call us. That was fantastic. Horses cannot wear dentures, no. Instead, they use a big file on their teeth. But he didn't get that done. Instead, he tried to colic, and then he was diagnosed with stomach ulcers. So we have had trouble keeping weight on this horse. And that's a whole nother story. But he was diagnosed with stomach ulcers. He is on a strict diet. The saddest part of it is he can't have his favorite treats anymore because they all have too much sugar in them, which makes the ulcers worse. So he's on a special diet. He's on ulcer medication. And then the coyote came last night. So.
Hey, Rob, I want to make a comment.
Yeah.
Elijah came on and said that he wasn't part of our community. He's a part of our community because I read his
No,
comments
he
every
didn't read
day.
it right.
Yeah.
He says, I'm not
He appreciated it.
local. A community is so much more than just local, especially the
besides-
homestead.
That he's not in the
As
community.
much camping that John and Debbie does, they'll probably take their trailer over to his place. Not that I'm jealous. Oh, shoot.
gosh.
Everything going all right with the cow?
Yeah, Meatloaf ended up with a clogged milk duct. And if you don't catch those soon enough, they will turn into mastitis. And that'd pretty much be the end of my milk selling business, unfortunately. And in trouble for Meatloaf, of course.
No.
So Meatloaf is doing a lot better. I know. And here we were at this point where we're like, do we breed her again? Do we get a second cow? It never went. She never did end up with mastitis. You know, we do the testing. No bacteria ever showed up in her milk, which is fantastic. We caught it early, but she was, uncomfortable. And we treated that holistically, which I think is really awesome. We didn't have to use antibiotics. We treated it holistically, but it just felt like slamming one thing after the next.
Yeah,
I do have a complaint though. I've been trying to buy milk from Amy, and she keeps selling it to John and Debbie.
Oh, here we go.
I have never seen such
My little whiner baby.
so John and Debbie are basically milk whores.
You mean John is? I don't drink milk. Hardly ever.
Yeah.
Quit
you
Ever
not-
since they got
whining,
on board,
Rob.
I hardly get any milk anymore.
She offered you a half a gallon, so stop whining.
I did. I offered you half a gallon today. You turned me down.
That was a sympathy offer. I told her I was on the way to the store to go get some milk, and
you
she
need
goes,
a binky.
"I need a binky." I do. But
You
yeah,
cannot
so-
insult me more than telling me that you bought eggs or milk from the store. That is like a personal injury.
I've bought gallons of milk, and Sherry showed up just now with another gallon of milk because we can't seem to
You
buy
just
any.
insulted
Because
her.
I just, because when I go over and it's like, well, John and Debbie bought it all, and it's like, oh, so
Big whiny baby.
yeah. So one more thing, Amy, you forgot to tell us, you got something coming up tomorrow,
Yes.
farmers market.
Yeah, it's the flea market at the
Flea
Terrebonne
market.
Grange. And the Terrebonne Grange is located, there's a road that runs behind, it's the same road the post office is on in Terrebonne. It runs behind Oliver Lemons there. If you're going to Smith Rock, you will go right by the Terrebonne Grange. And that's from 9 to 3, both tomorrow and on Saturday. And I was there today setting up, and there's some cool stuff. If I make some money, I'm probably not going to come home with any because there's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah. I hate it. She's like, why don't you come visit us when we go there? It's like, oh, you got to stop at the bank machine before you go, though, because that place will kill you. So,
I know. But see,
yeah.
I don't even feel bad. I know you guys have to come because you're going to come and see Zoe. She'd be sad if you didn't.
Oh, I know. It's
You're
like, yeah, it's all
terrible,
about
Amy.
Zoe.
I know.
On those kids. See how you are. Can't resist the kids.
She's
I
so
tell
funny.
you-
I've given her 500 different kinds of rocks, and the first thing I do when I come over is like, "You got to see a new rock I got." Like, you got 500. How could one rock be any different? It was, but it was a pretty cool looking rock.
I get to see her treehouse, which is awesome.
You two up there, you guys got a serious competition going on. Rob didn't get to see all of the Halloween decorations. Debbie did. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's because she won't let me pass the gate. I show up, she opens the gate and kind of holds it there, and it's like, can I come in?
I'm not letting this creepy man in.
And the kids come running up to see Ranger Rob, and they're all going, "You can visit him, but stay back."
I did not mean to be like that.
No,
if you called ahead instead of texting me when I don't even look like a human, I'm at your gate.
Hey, you came over. I was in my jammies today.
Yeah, I got both of you guys. It was great. So, all right, let's move on to John and Debbie. You guys have gotten some stuff going on. So the only way I get to see John and Debbie, unless I come over, is or they're dumping hay off on me, is at Home Depot. I mean, so literally, it's like, yeah,
answer your damn phone once in a while.
I know. My phone was really being a bear that day, but so you guys have got some projects going on between your pigs, your greenhouse, which is it's not really a greenhouse. What would you call
barn.
it? A barn. It's a hoop barn.
Yeah.
And you're kind of converting that so you can store hay and you can store feed and stuff in there. So, but because fall's coming, and we are going to talk about fall more in a minute here, they're preparing it for the winter so they don't have a collapse or anything like that when they got all this expensive hay and feed and all that stuff in it. So, what's some of the I know about that project. I know you're doing some stuff with your pigs, and you just got done splitting off your chickens, and then somehow you're going camping. I don't know how that works, but
oh my God, you're such a baby.
So what's going on? What's your big projects right now?
Putting a roof on the barn so that it connects all the hoops together, and then strengthening it with 4x4s to ensure that the snow doesn't weigh it to the ground.
You sound like you're expecting snow.
Well, everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, we get it deep here."
A couple drops, anyways.
Yeah, it does happen.
But other than that, then we also got to finish the lean-to in the pig pen.
Build another paddock.
Yeah, but we've already got all our food we're going to need for the winter for the pigs, the chickens, and all the hay we're going to need for the pigs and the chickens. So that's done with.
I hear you got another pig coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever let loose some dinky.
So I got to tell you a little bit about our piglets. We have a runt. Oh my God, it's adorable. It's like 1/3 the size of a DeRigger brothers and sisters. It's just adorable. So John and Debbie bought it from me in a way. They actually traded a refrigerator.
Well, actually, Rob gave it to me, and I wouldn't accept it, so I traded him the refrigerator for it.
Well, yeah, because I stopped by, we're sitting on the porch, and I said, I need to get myself another refrigerator. And they go, we're just getting rid of one. It's like, I tell you what, we'll give you that for Dinky. He's like, oh, that works.
But Dinky is not on the list to send to
Dinky's gonna
freezer camp. He's going to be the ranch pig.
He's my pig.
Well, you don't have to worry about him getting too big.
Right?
He's adorable, though. So
I don't think he's going to get bigger than a potbelly.
I don't know, but he's so adorable. Anyway, if you guys watch our videos, we always try to get pictures of Dinky, and you guys are going to come along. I won't have anything to film back there. So
you have to come over here,
I guess.
So the other thing we did is we took the chicken coop and made it into 2. So when we do our next batch of chickens, we'll have the new batch in one side, the older chickens in the other.
Yeah.
And when Dinky comes home, that's where Dinky's going to start out.
Gotcha. Yeah, those chickens are going to look like monsters to him.
I know. Well, the reason is because in the pig paddocks, he'll go right through it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
small.
He is a teeny little bugger.
Yeah.
And another thing, you guys, I stopped by your place today, and I've never seen this before, but they had plastic pallets. I've seen pallets all the time, but I've never seen plastic pallets. And you said that they actually gave them to you. Is that
Yeah.
true? That's insane. Anyway, they're really nice. And
It was two places in Bend, and they said, yeah, they're laying there. You can just have them.
John, are you kidding me? I know.
Chicken.
Darn homestead jokes.
How funny.
Good. It's a good one.
You got a chicken sedan at home, huh? Oh my gosh. So
Did
what
you
else
see
is
Elijah's
going on?
comment?
What's that?
Did you see Elijah's comment? They got the hurricanes headed for them.
Oh, really? I almost missed that.
Second one up.
Heading up East Coast right now in Florida due to hit us on Saturday.
Yeah,
How
we will
severe?
get
How
out of
severe is it going to be up there?
My nephews and nieces were in St. Augustine and Jacksonville.
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
what a mess! I'm so glad we don't really have. Knock on. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
just
don't
glad
say
that-
nothing. You're
Is
in
it-
our prayers
Nothing ever
always.
happens here, and that's how it's going to stay. Nothing happens in Central Oregon. Nothing. So no snow.
No
Hopefully
snow.
we'll get a little rain maybe.
Don't
let's see.
jinx us.
You got your pellets. And
You're
so
definitely
grateful
in
for
our
that.
prayers.
Yes. I do want to say that because John and Debbie are such frugal shoppers, finding hay at $2.75 a ton was amazing. I broke one down already. They're great. It was really good hay. And so that was like around $10 plus or minus 50 cents, I think, here and there for a bale. And I've been paying $23.
Yeah, it was 11.
Yeah, so that's amazing. I'm sure there might be even better deals out there, but to us, that was amazing, and I'm so
I
grateful.
keep looking.
Well,
I gotta-
what Amy sent us is a good deal too.
Yeah,
Maybe we should go for that one too, Rob.
Well,
yeah. I got to
Yeah.
get something built over here first. I can't fit anymore because I
We
still got
anybody
to.
room.
local?
We got room.
We got room.
Yeah, well, I got.
Anybody local here? Sorry.
What's that?
Right?
I was just gonna say anybody local here on the ranch. I have a lead on $3.75 a ton hay. So real nice folks. So if you're still looking for hay, orchard grass, just reach out to us.
Yeah, do you know those people?
I do.
Well, let's do this. Just give me a minute.
Oh.
We'll see if we can help.
Oh
them
yeah,
a little bit.
technology.
Yes.
Now, what's that?
I don't know if I can put it up here or not, but let's see what we can do. Do.
I didn't ask before I shared it on the podcast. Maybe we
I guess you
shouldn't.
should have.
Shame on you.
He didn't do it yet.
There it is. So
right.
orchard grass for $3.75 a ton, 26 bales, located in Terrebonne. Of course, I'm putting their phone number out there. I don't know if they like that, but anyway, guys, if you need any more information about this, and they complain that they're getting weird phone calls, just blame it on Amy.
No, I'm going to sell all their hay for them.
That's right. We're here to help out.
Here to help.
Yeah. So, yeah, people, if you're watching this, you can always pause the video and get that phone number and give them a call. But anyway, guys, hopefully I'll help sell some hay for them. What do we got here with Elijah? Come back here. We're at the bottom of Peso. Where's
PA,
that at?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, well, we don't get out much there, Elijah. So
It's
anyway,
because I homeschool. That's how I know.
so he's in the Carolinas and Virginia area. But
Yeah.
by the time it gets to Maryland and mountains, we'll break up, and he'll basically be getting a lot of rain. So that can be just
wind
as
and
bad.
rain. Yeah.
Um,
Wow. John,
thanks, John.
See,
there will be no barbecue.
No barbecue. You do that.
No
No barbecue.
barbecue. You best be on good behavior.
I can guarantee you, when we have a barbecue, there's going to be pork there. Oh my gosh, good one, John. So I'm going to take all my referrals back. Well, I got to go through my list and tell you some of the things going on here, I guess. So
Tell us.
one is it's weaning time, not whining time, but weaning time. So
I'm pretty sure
Maggie's,
No, I'm pretty sure it's whining time.
yeah, it's been a lot of whining, but the second set of piglets, which are Maggie's, they're getting ready to hit their 8-week mark on the 15th of October. And I know I do have some excited customers because John Pearson's, I know he's ready. He's coming down to pick up his pigs on the 14th, I think. And then we obviously Tamara. Do you guys remember her last name? Is it Dillard?
Dylan.
Dylan. She's often at some of the farmers markets here in Kruger River Ranch. She's getting a pig and 2 pigs. And and of course, John and Debbie are getting Dinky. And can't have Dinky yet until I get him weaned. So that's going to start happening starting either tomorrow or Saturday. So we just got to get Zelda out of there, move her over with her sister, and then let those. They're all eating on their own anyway. So, one thing is kind of amazing is when you separate pigs from their litter, if you want to call them a litter, I guess. But it's amazing how quickly they dry up. I didn't think it. I thought it took longer, but it actually happens quite quickly when their bodies are not being stimulated by their piglets anymore. Oh man, it happens quick. It's so amazing to watch nature do what it does. But anyway, so yeah, she'll be relieved.
Do the same thing.
Every time I watch the pigs, watch Zelda with her babies now, all I see is like little piglets flying 3 or 4 feet, being thrown by mom. Like, get out of my face. Because they get really aggressive when they're little. And so mama's like, that's it. Get away from my bowl. And all I see is I hear this wee. Then I turn my head and I'll see a pig flying. Pigs do fly.
Oh, good to know.
She is rough with them too. She literally takes her head and throws them across the yard.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you think they'd learn, they just come running right back. It's just like, it's just insane. So yeah, we're going through weaning right now, and then that'll be the end of our piglets till spring. And we have a new gilt coming in about a month and maybe a month and a week or something like that. And what's really cool is this. Even though it's born here in Burns, Oregon, the pig came from the east and was bred there. So he bought the pig already impregnated, and so they just had their piglets, and he's picking out a breeder for me, gilt. And I bought my last, which is not related to my Sparky whatsoever. And I was so impressed with the breed quality of Sparky that there's no doubt I'd go back. You know, when you find a good breeder or a breeder that you're happy with, they'll come back. Your customers will come back. So we try, from all the great experience I'm having, I'm trying to pass that on to my clients too. And so kind of exciting. We'll have kind of a new bloodline in our breeders for next year. And then my goal is to see to it that I don't put too much wear and tear on my females, because they'll say that I would let them have piglets maybe twice in a year, but some push it to 3. And I just think that's so unhealthy. And right now it's like Zelda, she's all done. She's the happiest pig ever. And the last thing I want to do is throw her in the cage back over to another paddock with Sparky to start the whole process again, because she's like feeling good, skipping around like a little kid. And as soon as she's going to get her sister start healing up. And then so it's I don't know, I just having three, I guess it'd be one gilt and then my two sows. And that'll be plenty. And that'll keep the demand off of my other females. And so we'll still have, that's 20 to 30 pigs each year that we'll always have pigs available for people. And yeah, and so with the weaning going on, by the way, when we deliver our pigs, we always worm our pigs before you get delivered. Don't have to do it, but it's just something we do. So also in about 2 weeks, we'll be worming all 10 of Maggie's piglets before 5 of them are sold already. So we have 5 piglets left from Maggie's. All of Zelda's are gone now. And I have a breeder pig that is adorable. It's a ginger female gilt that is all ginger, no black marks or anything. Adorable, really good build, perfect nose, straight back. The only thing I haven't verified is her tummy yet, but she's gorgeous. I'm hoping to sell her as a breeder because she'll be quite a pig. So they say, we're just passing this stuff on, that you'd be lucky to get 10 to 25% of your piglets will actually be breed quality. And some people, they'll get a whole set of piglets that they're perfectly good pigs, and don't ever mistake a breed quality against being just an Idaho pasture pig. Totally different thing. But if you looking, we're all trying to keep the breed as defined as possible. So we're trying to make sure they have the short noses and the ridges, and we want to make sure that their backs are straight and their bodies are looking really good, and they have good teats on the bottom for passing on to their little piglets, that the mothers don't have any trouble feeding their piglets and stuff like that. So that's kind of what's going on there. And then the other thing that's happening with us is Fireball, which is one of our new older piglets, and is going to be a feeder, is going to move over to Sparky. And then so Sparky will not be alone. I don't want my boars alone that long. They get bored and they get in trouble too. And I do have an interesting story to pass on, which I think I've told you two already, but here's a lesson learned. So with pigs, obviously a boar gets pretty excited when he knows that another pig is in heat. And so Zelda, which already had her piglets in there, she's all done. She went into heat, and it was no big deal. She's way far away, and Sparky was far enough away, didn't really realize it. So anyway, but Sherry, that's our lovable pig. My gosh, you go in there and you rub her nose a little bit, and she falls to the ground and wants you to rub her tummy. We're talking about a 300-pound pig. Anyway, she's this adorable pig. So Sherry goes in there. She was cleaning out paddocks. We just go out and bring a wheelbarrow around and just kind of, since we're not rotating as much as we want to, we've been cleaning our paddocks out. Anyway, so during this process, she came up to Zelda. Zelda was being adorable. She went in there, rubbed her nose, scratched her ears. She fell to the side. And of course, Sherry gives her the old massage in the belly and back, and she's just loving it and having a good old time. Well, then Sherry, after she's done doing that, she went back to cleaning paddocks out. Well, she went into Sparky's paddock, and Sparky would normally come over, investigate what you're doing, play with the shovel, or just kind of be a get in the way kind of pig. But not this time. He came up to Sherry and realized that she had a smell about her that he really liked. Like very aggressively, he was right up on her, pushing her right up to the fence to a scary point where she had kind of dive over the fence and land on the ground. Luckily, we have really soft dirt, and we couldn't figure out why. I mean, Sparky's never been that aggressive before. Well, the point being, Well, Sherry was just done petting and taking care of Zelda, who's in heat. Well, he caught wind of that, and he was being a bore. And he was like, "What is that smell? What is that smell? I'm going insane." So, lesson learned. First of all, always be careful around your pigs. And we're gonna. Oh, by the way, we need to put donations together for John and Debbie, so they can afford better electricity bills, so they could light their house.
Oh,
I'm going.
Oh, there you are. I thought we were gonna have to donate. Anyway, so lesson learned: if you got a boar,
that's what happens when the solar goes out.
Oh.
oh boy, I just can't wait to sign up.
You were talking about male and females. We needed the lights off.
You guys better run out and have a cigarette. So anyway, guys, even though we have Idaho pasture pigs and they're very friendly, and by the way, if we had a pig that wasn't friendly, we would make that a feeder. We don't want to pass aggressive pigs over to breed because temperament's a lot. Anyway, however, they're big animals, and Sparky is a good 300-pounder. And when he's pushing, he doesn't bite. He's not really doing anything.
No, he has a massive head.
I know, it scares the hell out of you. And so the point is you're going to have these pigs, and you know how friendly they are. You still got to respect them of what they are. A boar is a boar, and a boar has one thing in their mind besides food, and that would be chasing girls. And so when they catch wind of something, and they're focused, totally focused, and so yeah. Anyway, so that was a lesson learned for me and Sherry. We didn't even think about that. But if you have another pig in heat and you've been touching it, your boar is going to know it. So, yeah, be careful. And so we talked about the 5 piglets. We are probably going to have a shed brought in to store all this hay that these guys on the top of the screen brought over. And so that's in the works. And then I've got if everybody watches our video, you'll notice we have 2.5 acres in the back that is separate from our green area we call our oasis. So the only thing it's missing is water. So I have a choice. I can either start bringing trenching machines in and paying thousands and thousands of dollars to have all that pipe and stuff, or I could just run a whole lot of hose. So I'm running these 100-foot hose to those sprinklers that are on little tripods, and I'm putting a splitter on it and a timer on each one. And so I'm doing this little in series kind of thing all through the property. And I kind of only have a small section of it set up right now just to see if it works. And so we're actually applying water to the back property to help us develop grass, because we started getting cover crop last year during the rainy season, but as soon as the hot weather came, it all went kaput. Now, if I would have kept water on it, I would have had some of that cover crop going. But luckily, a lot of that cover crop went to seed, so it's reseeded itself. And we're planting back there. So we're slowly building a watering system to cover that 2.5 acres using hoses.
Wow.
And didn't you just get like 500 yards of hose?
Yeah, well, I bought more since then.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Jack, yeah, you're absolutely right. There's all kinds of stuff that we're kind of looking at. But I don't know, it just kind of worked out easier just to use the hoses that we're getting, because I can get 100-footers hoses for $29 at Costco on sale, or typically up to $39. And it's been doing the job, and they're flexible, and I can move them anywhere we want and things like that. But yeah, I've thought about the black pipe. I've thought about all kinds of different things to do. But anyway, out of convenience, we kind of went that direction. But none of those are bad ideas, believe me. And the other thing that's happening here is, you guys know, we have a 16-channel watering system in our property we call the Oasis. When it's getting to a point where we're getting ready to shut that down, and then we have to bring a company comes in and blows out our system with a high-pressure blowing system. So they'll be in here soon to come in, hook up a big compressor onto our system and blow out all of our system for the winter, so we don't have any cracked pipes or anything during the freezing period. And let's see what else is going on. Probably doing the same thing you guys are all doing, cleaning your gardens out.
Yeah.
What are you
So,
talking about? I just got a pumpkin.
It's like we're all celebrating. She gets one cucumber.
frost.
Yay! She gets one cucumber. Good
Oh
job.
my God. Is that horrible? I'm so jealous of your guys' garden.
I bet you next year you'll be killing it. So
Oh, I'm going to start long before you guys. It's going to be freezing now. I'm going to have a damn garden going.
good luck with that. Last but not least, I need to let people know that our video schedules changed. We used to do daily videos during the week, and now they're on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we might even take it back one more. You got frost already? What state are you in, Elijah?
Wow.
What state is he in? Do you guys?
Isn't he?
I thought he was over in
He's
Eugene.
Pennsylvania.
No?
No, he's over. He's over.
Yeah.
He's near the Carolinas. He's above the Carolinas, but I didn't really catch what state.
He said PA.
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't know he was getting frost
Wow.
over there already. Wow.
I bet he's got real pretty leaves, though. That's what I miss about Southern Oregon, the fall leaves.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, the schedule's different on our. So if you guys are looking for Tuesdays and Thursday videos from us, right now on Thursdays will just be the podcast now. So I think it's probably nicer because we share our videos to a lot of people, and some of the groups kind of go like, "You're posting it with us every single day," and are whining. And luckily, most of them have been pretty good, but there's not that many channels that actually do below New York. So there's not that many channels that do daily videos, and so people just aren't used to that. So some groups kind of like, chill out. Can you only post to our group like once or twice a week? We'd appreciate that. It's like it really makes a difference, but I guess it makes a difference. So I can appreciate that. So we're kind of tapering it back a little bit. And besides, it's a little easier to maintain because doing a video every day really takes a lot of your time and creativity. It's like you wake up some mornings going, what the heck am I going to talk about today?
Yeah.
Of course, over at Amy's house, it sounds like this story just makes itself up each day.
I know. All I got to do is just turn on the stinking camera, but I don't. So
I know it's like, you got, how many videos you got out now? 4 or 5?
maybe 5.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. And I remember when we first started doing RV travel buddy and stuff and trying to get used to filming when you're traveling and stuff like that. It took a long time to kind of build it into your lifestyle. So,
Yeah. Some days I feel like if the girls all 3 did school and all the animals got fed, and maybe if I made dinner, then it's a good day. So it's just
I know.
I make dinner. Are you starving my baby girls?
no, they live with their grandma, remember? So if I don't make dinner, she does.
Yeah, no, it's like, can Sherry and I just come over for dinner and I don't have to cook anymore?
Yeah, we make enough food.
Oh my gosh. So I think I'm all caught up in my stuff. So now that fall's here and stuff, what are some of the things that are starting to hit you guys that, the reality is summer's almost over, kind of feels like it a little bit, but we know it's going to change, and it's going to change drastically. It's going to turn into a refrigerator around here.
It's coming up fast.
Yeah. So is it a good feeling or a bad feeling?
I'd say good.
I'd say good. It's still comfortable when you go outside in the morning and have your coffee. And
I'm out there at 4 o'clock in the morning and it feels so good from that heat.
Yeah.
I like maybe these damn flies will go away.
Yeah. Oh my
please.
gosh.
I hope so. I'm so sick of flies.
Yeah. They are so pesky this year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even out in just outside. They're just irritating. I don't know. There was a lot of them this year.
Yeah, you shoo them away and they go right back to your eyeballs.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, with fall here, we got that. We know winter's right around the corner from that. So I couldn't even believe. I would think it was Aimee told me, "Did you know it's first day of fall?" I'm going, "You're kidding me."
Yeah.
Yeah, last Thursday.
It's September 21st.
Last Thursday,
Yeah.
I missed it.
Oh well, you can celebrate now.
Oh, I'll get right on that.
Okay.
So John, you had the right idea in mind with your feed. It's supposed to be cheaper in the fall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, but everything's going up right now.
That's just good.
It's true. Here
That's
though, diesel's cheaper than gas again.
Well,
Oh,
just
sure.
yesterday it went up from what 20 cents?
20 cents.
Just
in
from
one day.
yesterday.
I know it's going up. Sure, he kind of sees the truck stop and everything. It's been going up in like 20 cents, 30 cents. It's you know,
Yeah, loves.
yeah.
I came back from Portland. I could not believe that.
Yeah, so we may have had a little bit of a break, but I think it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yep. So, guys, we're getting towards the end of the show. I guess I could actually end the show before the 1 minute mark would be amazing.
Why, you don't want to talk to us no more?
No, I got a schedule to keep because you're now on a radio station. So we got to kind of.
Oh, is that it?
And then some of our shows get syndicated over in Hamilton Radio. So he definitely wants our shows to be at the 1 hour mark. So that's why we do that. Yeah, radio stations, they got a schedule to follow. So, and we have the same problem with Central Oregon Radio. But I kind of designed it so we could have longer shows play on our radio station. But most radio stations don't do that. So anyway, we want to keep our show that can be syndicated. So anyway, guys, it's been a fun show. Obviously, it's been Harass Rob's show.
We all get our turns.
Yeah, we take turns.
I'm kind of hoping maybe next week I can report that maybe, just maybe, I'll get to buy some milk. But we'll see.
You're about to get blacklisted.
Actually,
you call me before you go over there, and I'll let you know if there's any over there.
Yeah.
If there's any left.
Yeah. So the week that they go camping, I'm coming over for milk.
You want their gallon. Okay. Rob gets John and Debbie's gallon when they're camping. I got it.
Yes, got it.
On the 14th only.
I'll be over on the 13th.
Yeah. So, guys, I want to thank you once again for being on the show. You guys, it's kind of fun when it can be just us talking and not always having a guest. So, Aimee, it's time for you. You got your 4 things out of the way. Now it's nothing but good news for next week, right?
Here on out is smooth sailing, guys. No problems from here on out.
You know our number if you need help, girlfriend.
I will. Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to scoot. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and please leave comments and say hello, and please share our videos all over the whole wide world. We'd appreciate it because sharing is caring. So, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Where's my hand? There's my hand. Bye, guys.
Bye.
This video is made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available in Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.